Do you ever wonder why you can't turn properly in the golf swing? Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson. Welcome back to Get Good at Golf. On this channel, we aim to help you get good at golf just one day at a time. There is nothing more frustrating than when you step up to a golf ball, you just want to hit a really nice solid shot, and you can't seem to work out why. You can't get the strike. The balls are going everywhere, and if we look at this replay in just a second's time, you'll see there's no real turn there, there's no real rotation. Why can't I turn through properly in the golf swing? That's what we're going to answer in today's video. Make sure you stay tuned, guys. Chris has got some fantastic drills for you ready to go with this. And the big thing that I see here is if people don't load up properly in the golf swing, if people just want to take the club away, don't really have any weight transfer, don't really turn into that trail side, you're really going to struggle then to actually turn into the shot. And again, I've hit a low shot there with no power, it's come out the toe, it's not a centered strike. So how do I load up correctly? I will show you a replay of a good shot in a moment's time as well. I want to feel as though when the club works back, so when I'm starting the takeaway or the move away, as David Ledbetter would say, I want to feel as though my hip turns as well, and though my weight goes into my trail heel. From there, that allows me to move my hips on the way down, and you'll see here how I'm actually maintaining a posture on the way through. I'm not standing up and out of it. I mentioned just a moment ago that the bad strikes generally come out the toe. Sometimes they come out the heel if you're trying to rescue a centered strike. That's the unmentionable we don't really want to be talking about. So if I were to hit a shot where I actually load up properly and transfer my weight into that left side, I'm still in that little bit of a posture. You'll see that ball projects up a lot more. You'll see it's going a lot further, 166 yards there with the 7-iron, which is about what we want. And it's also going to get a lot more spin and a lot more speed. I'll hit you one more so you can see this replay. And guys, we've got some really good drills for you to do here with this. And look at that finishing position. So you'll see the ball fly nice and high. That was well struck. It'll be around 170 yards again there because I've struck it so well. Now, if we look at this replay on screen now, check out the rotation there and check out my posture after the shot. Check out how I've turned around. I'll try not to take out the brand new system there. We'll note that one, Chris, for future. But notice how as I move round there, you could almost put a shaft from my head all the way down my posture because I've transferred onto that left side with ease, and that's how you get the strike. That's how you generate the power and the speed, and also the strike down into the ball. We know that with an iron, I want to strike down into that golf ball. So if I were to not rotate properly, generally you will see not a lot of weight transfer, and it becomes very, very difficult to get that strike. You can see here again, totally different. Now, how good is this, by the way, to be able to show you this straight away? I love this new 2Vision system from GolfZone. It is fantastic. But again, load up properly. And the big feeling from here, I mentioned about being in that right heel at the top of the backswing. You almost want to feel like somebody's pulling your left pocket behind you, for a right-handed golfer, obviously. If you are left-handed, by the way, and you want to come, we have a left-handed system for you as well. But feel as though someone's pulling that left hip back, that left pocket back, and then your weight moves into that left heel here. That's because your hip has turned through, and that now you will see a lot more pressure on that lead foot. That's as you're coming into impact. That's how you get the strike. That's how you generate forward shaft lean. Without that, I can't generate that forward shaft lean, so the shaft is more neutral. Again, I'm going to show you a replay because it's so easy to do so. Let's have a look at how this shaft looks. Actually squared that up quite well. But let's have a look how this shaft looks at impact. No forward shaft lean at all. So that means I'm not going to hit a penetrating golf shot. I'm not going to compress the shot as I want to. So one last good one. I load up properly into that right heel. Then my hips turn. I keep the posture. The weight goes into that left heel because the hips move back. And from there you'll see... how good was that strike? That was to die for. Ball going a lot further. Again, it's going to be around 170. Ooh, 178 carry. And if we have a look, forward, shaft lean, because I've moved those hips. Guys, the Drill Master is now going to throw some fantastic drills at you to help with this using our brand new GolfZone Two Vision system. Guys, if you want to see a little bit of a behind the scenes of this, check out Sunday Club. This is going to be the big Sunday Club video. That's our membership scheme. But Chris, hit us with some drills.
So if we're talking about drills and we're talking about how to stay in those angles, how to turn, because this video was titled, why can we not turn? And that's what we want to think about. Why are we not able to do so? And a lot of that is because of how we address the golf ball. And that's all about posture. So it's one of the things we always go back to is how do we address, how do we set up to the golf ball? And that's what we've got to think about. How many times do we see people come in for lessons and stood a long way away from the ball? Well, if I get a long way away, if I get nice and wide, I can really give this, the Yorkshire term, some welly. We're trying to hit it as hard as possible. From there, if you think, if this was a sledgehammer and I stand a long way away, that's going to be pulling me out of my angles. It's going to be pulling me towards the ball. If not, I'm going to then have to stand up. And that's why a lot of people in impact will look upright, we're going to be catching that toe, or we're going to flip the hands over. We can hit it left or right, and that's the biggest problem we see. From there, you can't break down, right, why have I hit a bad shot? What was it? Was it my weight transfer? No, I think I did that. Was it this? Was it that? We don't know. So we need to be able to get feedback. So the way we can start to do that is by getting closer to the golf ball. When I set up to the golf ball, and one big thing you will see from Jon Rahm, and it's a big thing they've talked about, is how close he stands to the golf ball. If I stand close to the golf ball and I thrust forwards, I'm going to shank the golf ball.
Nobody wants that.
Oh no, we don't want the dreaded word. We're going to hit a shank, we're going to top the ball, we're going to thin the ball. So what do I have to do? I have to then swing in balance and start to think about exactly what James said about getting this left hip for a right-handed golfer, working backwards and staying in my angles. So if I'm really close to the ball, I have to actually work at getting my bum pressing backwards. I can create all this space in here for me to turn through. So from here now, I'm in a very strong position. I'm very close to the golf ball, but you'll see from down the line, I've kept my angles. I'm in the same angles that I was at setup, but I'm now rotated through. That's going to allow me to come in with less dynamic loft, get that ball launching lower, but we'll also have a lot more control on that face. We'll get the ball starting on line. So if you're somebody who has to aim different, again, comment below, are you somebody who aims right or aims left because of your shot shape? That's probably because we're so too far away from the ball potentially. I'm sliding towards the ball, moving towards it, and then I'm rescuing that with the hands and trying to get that to hook back on line. We don't want to do that. We want you to be able to get nice and square.
That's not the replay we want, Chris, is it?
That's not the replay we want. I want to be nice and square to my target and thinking, right, if I can do this in slow motion, I can really feel like I'm staying in those angles, I'm turning, and I'm coming into this position. And a lot of people say, well, that doesn't help me because I don't feel like I can hit golf balls like that and I don't get the feel. So a good thing to do is grab your club, pop it across your shoulders, and from here, if you take your golf posture, the toe of the club will be matching our spine angle. And now, how do we get that back to square? So if I tilt back, which a lot of people do, is that club face ever going to square up? No. That's going to point straight out to the right. So a lot of people then, if they was holding the golf club, would rescue it with their hands. If I go back into my posture now and I start to rotate my shoulders, you will see that club face is now square to my target, and we've got a lot of nice forward shuffling, and we're going to compress the ball from there. I've turned the hips, I've turned the shoulders, and that would then get me into that position to be able to do that. So once you're on the driving range, I want you to get on there, do a few of those motions, getting this upper body working better, and then really push yourself to get as close to the golf ball as possible, around about a hand width or even closer, and then start to make some motions, maybe not at full speed, but even in balance, and get that coming off a lot lower, a lot more compressed, and getting a lot more yardage out of there. That has gone 165 yards. That is on the green, and we'll see from that motion, I'm in that position, James said, rotated to target, compressing the golf ball, and it's allowing me to turn and get good at golf. fierce.